Hi Aries, change of scenery this month because that's just what I felt like doing. I've got this new teeny weeny tiny deck I'm going to use to clarify, so I'm going to stick to the Rider-Waite this read, and I've got a very interesting spread to try out. There has been no pre-planning with this. I'm just literally going flying by the seat of my pants. You get that, don't you, Aries? You understand. So if you think we're better to start, then right at the beginning, I'm just going to go through, see what happens, really. Hey. Hey. All right. Pre-shuffle, I've already gotten the Seven of Swords and the, was that 9 or 10? And the 9 of Swords. So, yeah, I'm feeling like that we could be talking about something today that involves, and the 6 of Cups. Well, that's good. We could be talking about something today that has been, I don't know, shall we say, there's just been some underhanded events going on for you, but then we've got the 2 of Cups, so perhaps these underhanded events are leading you to a divine union. We shall see. I'm just getting all shuffled up and ready to go. Oh, look at that. We've got 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah. I feel like you're in this space of like head down, bum up energy, Aries. Like you've been through enough lately to not really want to be poking your head above water and see what's going on. You're not interested. But it is that energy, again, before I've even pulled cards, I shouldn't say too much, but it's that energy of you don't quite know what good stuff is awaiting you when you do poke your head above water. No pressure though, you know, all in your own time. Until I decide that the cards tell me to put pressure on you, of course. All these little ones are really hard to shuffle. All right, that's enough of that. You can sit there, get these biggies going. They're just going to clarify for me, those little guys. So we won't pay too much attention to the messages just yet. I've got such an interesting spread for you. There are 16 positions in this spread, and I cannot wait. Oh, look how scruffy my everything looks. Blanket's falling now. And now I've been busted in my robe too. Oh no, never mind. The reason is I didn't plan on doing these reads tonight at all. I've sat down at my table. I've had a few massive downloads and I just went, oh my gosh, I've got to do this reading. So that's why we're here, Aries. Okay, a little bit about me. I'm an Aries Taurus Cuspa, and I am relatively new at tarot. I don't know, actually. I wouldn't say relatively new. Relatively new at studying the tarot, I should say. I've had a lifelong interest. Ooh. But anywho, let's just get into it, shall we? I'm going to pull oracle cards at the end. Right, let's start. What have we got for the current situation for Aries? The Magician in reverse. Okay. There could be some manipulation going on for you at the moment, Aries. Somebody else manipulating you, or perhaps even that it doesn't have to be a negative message. the fact is that the Magician upright is the conduit between as above, so below, in manifestation, essentially. So receiving messages through your crown chakra and bringing them to life in this real world. Coming out in the reverse, I want to say perhaps you're not actually doing this process. Maybe you're not hearing the messages. Maybe you're too busy with other things. Maybe you're just not quite tuned into that state of mind at the moment. Or that you are under the influence of somebody who can be quite manipulative. Perhaps it's not all about manifesting for the greater good. Perhaps it is about manipulating things for one's own wants, one's own intents and purposes. Let's see what the rest says. So where do you want to be, Aries, in the next month? This one wants to go. Yeah, of course it does. This one wanted to jump. The sun. Where do you want to be in the next month, Aries? You want to be in the sun. Of course you do. Maybe you want to be with a Leo. Or maybe you just want to be really flipping warm and happy. Maybe you just want to be like, I'm sick of all the lies and confusion and darkness and unknown, and you just want everything to be eliminated. You don't want any more guesswork. You just want to know what's going on. I'm just going to do a little bit more. It's just cinnamon and lavender for cleansing the space. I did already cleanse the space before we started playing, but sometimes I just get the need, you know. Can't ignore that. All right. Yep, that's good. Oh, gosh, that smells nice. All right. Next year. So where do you want to be next year? Next year you want to be in a new start. Basically, it's saying the new start, something really passionate. Perhaps it's that you want to get through some manipulative energy. You want to step out into the sun. And by next year, which isn't even that far away, where are we? So a few more months, and you want to be, receiving the inspiration to start something quite new. This can also relate to sexual partners. So, yeah, perhaps that's what it's all about for you. Take it as it resonates, Aries. I'm not here to do individual readings, but that can relate to literally like some real good D, basically. What's next? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Yep, so you want to let go of all those swords in your back. 10 of Swords in the reverse. So in the next 5 years, perhaps you don't see it now. Perhaps you don't see it now that a lot of the communications and confusion and thought processes that have been going on for you lately, it's going to take a while to shake. And sometimes when we go through this type of situation that I'm picking up here, is that you've got someone else's voice in your head, and in 5 years' time you look forward and you say that voice isn't going to be there anymore. That you'll look back on this struggle and you'll think, yeah, what a shit time of life. It's not a shit time of life, I can tell you that much. But sometimes it helps to look at it that way when you are looking back at things, because it kind of helps you really appreciate and show gratitude for what you have now. And it might be that you also feel that whatever you are in the middle of right now is going to take a long time to get over. And that's okay, Aries. A lot of it does take a long time to get over. You can speed things up or you can slow things down. That's completely up to you and the situation, of course. But there are ways to get these things rolling. Let's move on to who have you become, Aries? We got 3 cards for that. No, I didn't really want to take 3 cards for one spot, but let's see. Moving away into calmer waters, but perhaps resisting that a little bit. Going into, you know, perhaps being a little bit stagnant in the way that you're feeling. You're looking at all that you've lost and not so much what you've still got. And that comes back to the gratitude that I was talking about before. That there is a victory here, but you're not quite seeing it. It's come out in reverse. So this is you traveling from the choppy waters to the calmer waters, but it might be that you're resisting that transition because you are still stuck on I don't want to use the word moping. I wouldn't use the word moping. But you're still hurting over what you've lost. And you're yet to turn around and realize and be grateful for all the things that you do still have. And when you do, perhaps this victory card will present upright for you because, I mean, 6 of Wands, come on. Like, that's victory. That's victory. The fact that this card has come out for you at all means that you are heading towards, or you are in this victorious energetic space. You probably can't see that right now. You probably can't feel that right now, judging by what I'm seeing here. So when it comes to the actual question of what have you become, perhaps you've become a little bit ungrateful. And I don't like to call you out on my readings, especially you, Aries, amongst a couple of other signs, but I will read the cards as I see them. This is definitely a calling to be grateful. So what's next? Who do you want to be? Oh, all right. Just jump straight out, shall we? Ah, yes. 7 of Cups. Interesting. So you want to be somebody that has options. You want to be somebody that has stuff going on in their life that isn't just held up on one thing. You want to be somebody that has options. But not only options, but can see inside of each of these cups and decide what is best for self. So some of the, there's another deck I have where this card actually, the cups, some of them have, they're like face down. And from my point of view, looking at the card, we can see that there's a snake under 2 of them. And we can see that there's a ladder under another one. Oh yeah, there is a snake here, sorry. So, and the idea is that he's down here and he cannot see what's in these cups. He can only imagine. And so there's a lot of second guessing yourself. There's a lot of procrastination because you just don't know for sure what's in these cups. You don't know which one to pick. Look, each of them has a lesson. Each of them has an adversity, and each of them has something that you have already worked through or you are working through. The fact is that there are options there, or there are lessons that you have moved through. So this is a positive card. All it takes is just pick one. Just pick one. Like, just go with it. When you find yourself in a time of life where you just have one cup to look at, you're basically back at the Fool of the major arcana. So I would say the 7 of Cups is not a bad place to be. It means that you're learning life's lessons, and you know, you've got a lot of turns to make, and you don't know if it's going to be a right turn or a wrong turn. We never actually do, but if you can, you know, well, let me get a clarifier on that, because What I wanted to say is trust your intuition on every turn, which, of course, is sound advice, but I mean, what advice do we want with this Seven of Cups? Wheel of Fortune, yeah. So, essentially, it's come out in reverse. So, essentially, what I'm seeing here for the collective of Aries is that if you don't make a decision, you will never get the good fortune that comes of making the right decision. So the wheel can only turn in your favor if you move towards something. If you do not move towards anything, the Wheel of Fortune will not turn in your favor. Nobody's going to rock up at your doorstep and hand you a wad of cash or a new career or the love of your life if you're sitting at home or sitting in the same old cycles, doing the same old things and not making any decisions. So that's what that tells me. Where are we up to? That was who do you want to be? Exactly, Aries. So who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that stays there and waits for luck to come to them? Or do you want to be the person to go out there and find luck? I think you know the answer to that one. What do you want from a relationship? So, no, that's too many. Too many, sorry. Could be that you want too many things from a relationship, Aries. Let's see. What do you want from a relationship? That's a bit more like it. Okay. You want to finish up on your old cycles. You've got the Death card. The Death isn't about a death. You don't want someone to die. What you want is the old cycles to close off. To me, this tells me that you've been going round and round and round in the same old cycles. It could be anything. I'll get a clarifier on it. What cycles has Aries been circling in relationships? What is it that you want to see the end of? What is it that Aries wants to see the end of? Okay. Yeah, it's too much fighting. Too much battling. So it's the Five of Wands, and this card can be depicted as that they're not actually in battle. They're actually just they're practicing. You know, it's not a bad card. But when we're talking about what do you want from a relationship? Well, you want the death of something. You want a cycle to end. You want to rebirth in a new way. And it seems to me that this is saying you've just been practicing all this time, which is a good sign, because if you've been practicing all this time and now there is a death, when you rebirth, you're ready to go. You know, you're qualified. So that's a really, really cool combo to be reading for what do you want from a relationship. And if you're wanting something, Aries, then you're essentially manifesting it as well. And your first card was the Magician in reverse. Where is your life now? You're not manifesting. So I want to bring it back to this and say, if you want to end up these old cycles, you need to start manifesting that shit. It's very straightforward. I mean, look at it like that. If you're not sure how to manifest, there's so much information online. I won't go into it now in this quick tarot read, but you can make these things happen. Absolutely you can. And it doesn't necessarily happen overnight. But all you need to do is just take the steps, Aries. Take the steps. Start doing something. So let's have a look at your career. What do you want in your career? All right. Nice. Very nice. King of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. So either you are already at the top of your game, and you're figuring out what's next. You're about to level up again. Or, and I'm not even sure how these turned out. Or you're just figuring out how to step into your King of Pentacles energy. But the fact that the King of Pentacles is here at all in your career outcome, where you want to be for your career, is an excellent sign. Because, I mean, even whether or not you are, I don't know, self-employed, got employees, just doing really bloody well in your job, rolling in the deep, rolling in the money, whatever it is, even if you aren't in this King of Pentacles energy, the fact that it came out in this position means that you are well on your way to manifesting it. I like that for you, Aries. And you deserve it, Aries. You're a go-getter. You can do it. So, what do you want from spirituality, Aries? Oi, oi. Little sneaky one on the end there. What do you want from your spirituality? Oh, okay. You're resisting something. Yeah, okay. I actually feel this from the other cards. So it's a Tower in reverse, and it could be that you've already had a realization, that you've had a message from the divine, or that you've had a realization out there in the real world, but you are resisting taking the action it requires. So you can't unknow what you know, Aries. If you received a message, whether it was from the divine, or if you think you've just realized something yourself and you are resisting it, do not resist it anymore. The Tower will always come down. The Tower always comes down. There's no avoiding it. That's the energy of the Tower. You cannot avoid it. That's the crown of the Tower. The lightning hits the crown. That's the message received. The Tower would not fall if it were not built on a shaky foundation. It always falls. Always. Why does it fall? So you can rebuild something stronger, longer lasting, something built on really solid foundations. Don't resist the Tower, Aries. What is this in relation to? Three of Pentacles in reverse. So something's not working out. I don't really read third party stuff. But one might read this, that there was a negative third party situation. And I'm sure for some of you that might be true, that there was a third party into your relationship, which caused the energy of the Tower to be here. I actually see the Three of Pentacles more as, that's a Three of Cups interpretation really, but I've got to say what comes to mind. We're not on a technical read here, it's intuitive. So, but Three of Pentacles in reverse, to me, it's more like it's just not working as a team. You know, the fact that there's the Three Pentacles there, it's in this material world. My instinct says it's more around the fact that perhaps you became a family, and perhaps that just wasn't working for you. That it can be really hard. It can be really hard to actually continue the relationship the same way it was going, accepting all the things that you used to accept, and going along with all the things that you used to go along with, when there are new dynamics in the relationship. And that more often than not equates to when we have children, it gets harder. So there will be some of you out there that are resisting the fact that it's not working as it should since we've had kids. And that's not anything unusual. It can be worked through, or it cannot be worked through. So the Tower doesn't mean, oh God, pack your bags, walk away. Come on, just admit defeat. It's not about that. The Tower in reverse can be like, face it, have a conversation, admit your feelings for one, like get your head around it yourself. and then have the conversation, and then together make the changes. So it's not a one-person job. It's not even a two-person job. It's a it is a two-person job. You both have to work together for this thing to actually stand. So I feel like that's quite a significant message in this reading, Aries. It's talking about spirituality. It's in your spirituality. Oh, and I forgot it actually came out with the Three of Swords. Yeah, so it's hard. It's super hard. It's heartbreaking. It came out with that three of Pentacles in reverse. So something is not working, and it's really heartbreaking. It came out in your spirituality position because a lot of people would just go on for years and years like this and just go, oh, this is just what it's like. We've just got to get through this bit. It's just really hard. That's that middle line there. But there's another two options. You can go flip this, I'm walking away, or you can go, let's go back to the drawing board and see what we can do. I feel like that's a really important message in this reading, Aries. Is that as part of your spiritual development, you have to be able to face these things within yourself and then outside in the world with whoever else is involved. What do you want? What do you need to do to unlock your creativity? Oh, a bit of a cheeky fly across there. Oh, the creative king himself. Of course, you need the King of Wands to unlock your creativity. Cheeky reading. Yes, it's definitely about. I am going to get clarified on this because I've got a bunch of other cards fling out and I'm not really prepared to take them all. So stepping forward, doing something. The King of Wands is the creative king. He's being passionate. But he also knows exactly what he's doing, exactly what he wants to do. Or even if he doesn't know in that moment, he takes a step towards it anyway. And that's the whole idea around these kings, is that there's a masculine energy there. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So the King of Wands, being the masculine energy, is that he doesn't just have the idea or talk about it or plan it. He takes the steps forward. So he actually gets his right foot forward. He's a creative dude. So that's what you need to do to unlock your creativity, Aries, is actually take an action. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. So if your creative action is the fact that you want to get a tattoo, sit down, listen to some podcasts, look up some images, write it down, come up with a design, start thinking about what you want. Or if it's the fact that you're actually, you want to start cooking more, okay, well, open your cookbooks. Just do something, stop thinking about it and just do it. Because just thinking about things all the time can actually become really frustrating. So that's my top tip, is actually do something. Because the creative side of you is actually really important. People will discount. Oh, and look what that can bring if you actually do the things you're meant to do, or like step somewhat in that direction. You just never know what it might bring, who you might meet. This is Four of Wands. This is 1111. Okay, this is a very divine message. Look up 1111 if you're not sure. It's very much divinely guided. Could be a union, a twin flame union, if you believe in that. But it's about celebration, stability, unity. This is a very good omen to the King of Wands. It could be that you are yet to meet your counterpart. I wonder. What have we got here? The Hangman. So perhaps you need to see something from another perspective in order to meet your King of Wands and sit in your divine creative space. I like that. I really like that for you, Aries. Let's see what's next. Okay, now we're talking about contributing to society. So, okay. Kind of skimmed off the top there. What do we need to do to contribute towards society? Yes, we need to put down our burdens. Okay, this guy is just walking around with his burdens in front of him all day, every day. So that's how he lives his life. He goes, yeah, life's okay. Like, I got to the end of this cycle. It's fine. It's not going to get any worse. But it's really hard to see through all this burden without feeling like tainted or jaded or whatever it is that he might feel looking through all those bloody sticks. Honestly, put the sticks down, Aries. If you want to contribute to society a little bit more, if you want to find your community, you're to step into yourself, step away from these burdens and step into yourself. That's the whole idea around your spiritual awakening and your following your divine path. So how do we line up with your intuition? How do we line up with your intuition and beliefs? We're talking about your principles, interests, your, I don't know how else you want to say it. But what do we need to do here for Aries? How does Aries line up with their intuition and their spiritual beliefs, their principles, their values, their morals? How does Aries approach this? They don't, apparently. How does Aries? Okay. Yeah, take some rest. That's fair. Have some meditation time. And that is, I mean, that's spirituality 101, isn't it? Like, if you're a bit stuck, have a bit of meditate. But if you really, it's asking you to get in touch with yourself, and it doesn't have to be anything major. We're not asking you to go book a $5,000 holiday off by yourself. We're asking you to take a moment to yourself. Do a bit of journaling, do a bit of resting, do a bit of meditation, see what comes up. Okay, I was going to say what's next. Connecting to your sacred path. So it could be that once you actually take this rest, that your sacred path comes in real quick. Often the way, because in today's day and age, we don't actually take much time to sit down and just be with ourselves and to listen to ourselves. Our cultures, especially, I think the ones that especially going to be listening to tarot readings on YouTube, we're very busy. We're a very busy bunch. And that often means that we're not taking the time to just sit and listen within. Meditate, rest, see what messages come through. It doesn't happen like that. So when you do, it could be that all this stuff comes rushing in. So my advice there is to keep a empty notebook on hand, pen and paper, or a voice note in your phone, and make sure that you're actually jotting these things down as they come in, because they can be really, really beneficial if you actually listen to them and actually follow the guide that you are being shown. So what a lot of people don't realize is that you can, when you get these answers within yourself, if you follow them, they take you places. So often someone might get a message and they go, yeah, no, that was just me. No, we're not going to listen to that. That was just me. Actually, no. Like, that's how you become guided. So your talent and your potential is an Ace of Swords. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like this for you, Aries. So it's going to be around communications, thoughts, communications in your headspace. And I get that for you. I think a lot of Aries are very intelligent creatures. Definitely not airy fairy, although the swords are of the air element. It's only then in relation to thoughts, processes, communications. Okay, and we've clarified that with the strength, which makes absolute sense because you, again, Aries, being a fire sign, you are in strength is a Leo card, so I don't know if a Leo person is in your life. If that resonates with you, then sure, go right ahead. But it's more about that chipping away, gentle strength, getting people to trust you, not forcing them to listen to you, actually gently getting, like, so it could be actually what I'm getting here for you, Aries, is a little bit more finesse around how you are communicating. This might just be a thought that comes in, or a piece of information that comes across your path that makes you go, that's not a bad idea. Or, oh, I've always wanted to do that, because this is around your talent and your potential. I mean, everybody's got huge potential. Not everybody's got talent in everything. Oh, excuse me. So what the cards are saying here is, you know, tap into your strengths. What have you always been good at, Aries? Is there something that's crossed your path lately that you've gone, oh, I've always loved that? Because it could be time to look into it a little bit more. Work to your strengths is what the cards are saying. Oh, interesting. So I wanted one more clarifier on this, and the Ace of Swords in reverse came out here. That's super interesting because it's the same card in reverse. To clarify, so considering it's come out with the strength. Yeah, so it might be around actually, like, as well as taking notice of what's going on around you, what people are saying to you. It may be more leaning towards, don't listen too much about what people are saying. You know, don't rely on other people's opinions of you. And also take a look yourself and go, hang on, what have I always thought I was really good at? What have I always felt really confident in doing? Because that is likely where your strength is at and where your talents lie. Let's get a few more cards on that. I am curious. Not that many, that's way too many. I'm very curious now. It's an interesting kind of, yeah. So 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and that's about just taking stock. You know, you've been working hard, you've done quite well, and now you're stopping to take stock of the situation. It could be that that you've not been taking that moment's break, that little breather. It could be that you've been doing the same thing for so long that you're actually blocking the way for something new to come in, is how I'm reading this, Aries. Interesting to see how that resonates with you, that one. How do you get from here to there? So what's your first step towards this strength and potential, this little unlocked strength and potential Ace of Swords we've got? So your first step is the 5 of Swords. A little sword energy. There's a lot around communication and thought processes, maybe overthinking a little. So 5 of Swords, there's some kind of very small victory, but it doesn't feel like a nice one. Do you know what I mean? It might involve it's not going behind people's backs. It might just be flat out having to fight for your position. Yeah, it feels a little underhanded. I don't think that's the right way to go about it, Aries, but the cards are saying, how do I get from here to there? Be underhanded, be mean, beat all the others. No, I think I'm joking, but the main message, I suppose, is win. You know, if you work hard enough, if you fight hard enough to be the best, you will essentially probably be the best. And that's you, Aries. You don't lose it much, and you don't like losing it much, and I don't see you losing here either. So I think you've got to fight for your place then to move into this sacred path or talent or potential. So bear that in mind. And okay, and your first step is the Ten of Cups in reverse, so it might be a choice between, you know, Ten of Cups being this complete emotional fulfillment versus a new direction with the Ace of Swords. Something's going to come in quite quickly for you, Aries. If it comes in quite quickly for you, you may end up having a choice to make. Do I choose this Ten of Cups, which isn't all sunshine, because the ingredients to a rainbow is rain and sunshine. So sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's lovely. Most of all, it's lovely. It's got this beautiful rainbow overarching energy, so we do love it. But the first step is deciding, do I take this path or do I go on this new Ace of Swords adventure? I need to clarify on that because I don't want to leave the reading there, obviously. You cannot write this shit. Okay. So to clarify, the Ten of Cups in reverse, we have the Ten of Cups upright, and that is what happened before with your Ace of Swords. And when I'm talking about choosing between the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Cups in reverse, and we get the same clarifiers for each of them, that's freaky deaky. What else did we get? Yeah, and we got the Seven of Cups, which we've also already had in the reading. King of Pentacles, which we've had in the reading. And the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. Wow. So the King of Pentacles, it was in relation to your career. Your cups, your 7 cups were about where do you want to be, and it was about making the choice, remember? So this is, you know, you win some, you lose some, but you got everything. The white picket fence, the dog, the 2.4 children, the happy partner, sunshine and rainbows, a little bit rain, but mostly this is like, yay, we made it, we did it, we completed the picture, mum and dad will be happy. This is that I've got options, but I need to take some sort of action, else none of these options are going to come to any fruition. You know, don't be scared about making the wrong choice. And then this career thing, that where I can step into this King of Pentacles energy in my career. And then, hang on, didn't we have Ace of Wands too? We did have Ace of Wands too. Guys, that's what you want for yourself next year. And then we've got it again here. What is going on, Aries? What do you want for yourself next year? And it was the Ace of Wands. So it was a fresh new start. Yes. Okay, so this is going to resonate for everybody a little bit differently. So just to recap, we were clarifying what's the first step to get from, you know, carrying your burdens in front of you and stepping into your King of Wands energy. How do we get from that heartbreak and the resisting the Tower into this really fast new start of the Ace of Swords? Well, we do that by resisting the Ten of Cups, is what they're saying. Then we clarify the Ten of Cups and we get the Ten of Cups. We get the chaotic emotional energy of just make a choice. We get the King of Pentacles, this is who I could be if I really stepped forward into my career. And we get the Ace of Wands, which is exactly what you want for yourself next year, is a fresh start. Oh man, that did not clear anything up for us at all, but it was freaky deaky, all the synchronicities of the clarifiers. So I do feel like what I'm going to do here, I'll pull more clarifiers. What I'm feeling guided to do is look at this sacred geometry deck and look for some guidance in this. And I will read from the book as well when we pull a card, because it's a new deck and I don't want to get anything wrong. I'm going to go moving to a couple of affirmation decks now, because it's a very strong tarot reading. A little bit of guidance for our beautiful Aries, please. Get a little bit of guidance for our beautiful Aries. I've got 3 affirmation decks I feel guided towards. Okay, and I'll just put it this way. It's a big deck. It's hard to get them to jump. I might end up cutting and pulling. So guidance for our beautiful Aries. Guidance for our beautiful Aries. Oh, there we go. Solar plexus, of course. All right, so I read from the card. It says, the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. So this solar plexus chakra is around the belly button area, and you can listen to multiple frequencies on YouTube to step into that kind of meditation space. You can place your hands across your belly to try and feel that energy center a little bit stronger as you meditate. It does relate to your sense of self and how you belong, what you're here to do, that kind of who am I type energy. So that's coming out really strong here. And I mean, to support that, I love that it came out in the sacred geometry deck, but to support it, I just want to see what then comes out in my chakra cards. Then all the right way. Here we go. Because I feel like there's a strong message, and feel free to like, share, subscribe while I'm sorting these out. Like, share, subscribe, or just drop a comment. Let me know how this resonated for you. If it did, if it didn't, I'll be putting up a video for every sign. So keep your eye out for your sun, moon, or rising. Or I'm also really enthusiastic about you getting to know your North Node. So if you look up in your birth chart, and there's a million links out there, but look up your North Node. It really helps you, and I feel particularly for this reading, it's very much about your destiny. What's the right choice? Where am I headed here? I feel like a lot of you have got 2 options. I feel like you're coming out of this fog, but next year you're presented with these two options. Do I shoot off into this new path and into my passionate kind of space, or do I settle into something that I've already known and feel like I was always going to do? I feel like there's some solid work ahead of you here, Aries, with that. So look into your North Node and see what what divine wants for you in this life. What lesson is there to learn in this life is the main thing I'm trying to say, because the whole North Node thing is about what you've already learned in your past life and what you might overcompensate for in this life. And if you can really get a handle on that, I think that's really beneficial. So, all right, let's see. What do we have for Aries? That's a bit of a... All right. Do we have something to support Aries in this reading, please? Can we please support Aries in this reading? Oh, please guide us clearly for Aries in this reading. What does Aries need to focus on for this reading? I'm going to do it this way. What does Aries need to guide? Guide Aries for this reading. Please guide Aries for this reading. Please guide Aries for this reading. This doesn't want to give us anything. All right. Couple more goes, please. Oh, okay. Play. It says play. Aries, I don't know if that means much to you. It's the green one. It's for your heart space chakra. So if you are doing any meditations, or if you would like to, I would strongly suggest you focus on your solar plexus and heart chakras. There's so much stuff in YouTube for you to look around in. You'll get the right frequencies or guided meditations for those types of things. But this message is telling you to play, get in touch with your play. Not everything has to be so serious. You know, bend towards something that you want to do, not necessarily that you have to do, is what this is saying. And I might just chance it with one more oracle deck. And why I say chance it is because it takes so long for that card to come out. We've got some turned over again. What's going on with my oracle cards? All right. We just have one moon oracle card for Aries. Beautiful. Amazing. Yes, exactly. Growth. Aries, growth. This is all about growth. And I don't know what your North Node is, but if you're an Aries North Node, which funnily enough I am, it's all about doing what's best for you in this life, not necessarily thinking in that, you know, if you're an Aries North Node, then you're Libra South Node, which is the opposite sign. Libra is all about balance. And one of the major lessons about being an Aries North Node is stepping into your independence and not just doing things as a part of a collective or what's best for everyone else. It's actually just looking at what's best for you, which can be quite difficult at times. You kind of tend to want to go with the pack or make sure that everyone's happy. Aries North Node says, no, I'm going to do what makes me happy. And that's part of your growth and destiny as an Aries North Node. So if you are watching this as a North Node, this is a very, very strong confirmation of that. When it comes to your new Ace of Swords idea or your 10 of Cups settling down type energy, when there is that choice, go with the growth, whatever is going to make you grow as a person, as a soul, as a whatever it is that you resonate with, Aries. I hope this helped. It's a pretty wild read actually, so I do hope this helped. Drop me a comment, like, subscribe, whatever it is that you want to do. I'll be back next month with much of the same. Take care.